Son, where'd you find this?
Don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any of the narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who acts like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll.
What's good, peoples? Peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor always to the Most High, first and foremost. I hope all is well. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators, everybody who has been showing love as of recently to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Keep doing it. Keep running them numbers up. Keep hitting that button. I see you. I try to respond to everybody. You see the title. We got a lot to talk about. I got 6 rings in the studio. I'm just waiting on him to cam and mic up. I got a clip I want to play. It's not near what we're going to get into, but it's just enough to give you some context about what we're about to talk about. And on top of that, I got a poll I'm going to put up in the chat at some point during the stream. Repost, 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 repost. Let the people know we are online. We are live. We got to talk, man. We got to talk. Y'all bugging. Y'all bugging. And before I even get into the stream or the conversation, I just got to say, I've never been to a concert. I've been to one event in my entire life, and there was a WWE event 5 years ago, something like that, more or less. That wasn't nowhere near what this was costing for a lot of people. I just wanted to experience it just for one time, just to say, oh, I went somewhere. I went to an event, right? But for a lot of y'all, no judgment, to spend $500, $600, $700, $800 on a ticket, you better than me. You better than me. And let me preface by saying shout outs, respect. You hustle. You got to be a hell of a hustler. You got to be working 2-3 jobs. That's the only way I can grasp the idea of just splurging like that. I can't. I refuse. Even if it was Michael Jackson or just somebody who put in the pain and they got the stripes. They've been all across the world. Their music, their product, it speaks volumes. I could never see myself spending that type of money on something, even if I could afford to spend that type of money on it, unless it was really special, some type of occasion for family and friends, and everybody could be included in it. We're gonna chop it up though. Chef, I see you, brother. Salutes to you. He cammed up. I'm gonna bring him up on the big screen real quick. Let's get this show on the road. What's the word though? How your Saturday going? Hold up. I hit the wrong button. Yo, talk to me.
What's good, man? We back. How the weekend going?
It's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, man, it's all about MJ this weekend. The GOAT.
I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm chilling. We got some rain. And I know you got some stuff you want to get off. I got a clip I want to play. It kind of touches on what you was talking about. I think it kind of blends what I want to say and what you want to say. But I'm going to play it. I want you to, I don't know, we can react to the video itself, or we can jump into how we got here with your presentation for me. Either way, it's going to get covered. So I'm going to bring this up on the big screen. And I'm going to let bro get his bars off. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, wherever you watching from. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hold on a second.
Facebook earlier, self-post my partner wife made talking about, I can't wait to see Usher and Chris Brown. It's about to be a blast. Then to make it worse, it was followed up by a cherry and a tongue emoji. What? So I said, man, let me call this hoe ass nigga. And I ain't want it to be obvious that was the reason I was calling him. So when he answered, I was like, what's up with it, boy? Bruh. Then after conversating for a few minutes, I was like, man, you see how all these women going crazy over them Chris Brown and Usher tickets? No. Then he talking about, yeah, I seen it. And wifey supposed to be going. And I said, well, I hope you going with her. Then he talking about I was, but I'm at the work, so now she going with Keisha. And I said, Keisha? You talking about pull it out and slap it on her face, Keisha? Come on now, dog. He talking about, yeah, man. Bro, you ain't seen what Usher and Chris Brown been doing to women at these concerts? No. Them niggas been single-handedly breaking up happy homes, so what you think they gonna do together? Damn. Then he talking about, man, I ain't worried about that. I trust my wife. And I was like, all right. And I hope they got nosebleed tickets. Bruh. Then he talking about, now she been saving up this for a long time, so they got flow tickets. I bought a stage. No. Then I said, nigga, you ain't worried about Usher singing nice and slow and grinding on your lady while feeding her fruit? This nigga talking about, man, it ain't nothing but some cherries. What? Nigga, but do you know what them cherries symbolize? Then he talking about what they symbolize, man. And I said his balls, nigga.
Come on now,
Freak
dog.
ass nigga. No, us freaky as hell.
No.
That nigga jingle them balls, them cherries in them females' face, and whoever performed the best, he take them home afterwards, nigga.
Bruh.
Then he gonna let out a nervous laugh, talking about, come on, man, you reaching now. And I said, nah, nigga, you gonna be reaching for them divorce papers after she humiliates your stupid ass. And I said, you know what, maybe I am reaching. Yeah, maybe I am reaching with the cherries. But what you think your wife gonna do when Chris Brown fly his freak ass from the nosebleed to the floor area and land right next to your girl singing, I'm gonna take you down,
Bruh.
and try to land one of them super sensational sloppy wet kisses he been handing out on the ass?
Come on, man.
They ain't talking about my girl ain't gonna kiss Chris Brown.
Bullshit.
They ain't tripping about the cherries, but she better not kiss that nigga.
No.
Then I said, so you think your wife done saved all this money just to go to this concert and turn down the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Nigga, please. Then she gonna have to pull it out and slap it on her face, Keisha hyping her up too? Nigga, you cook.
Bruh.
Then he gonna get mad, talking about, no way, you worry about it anyway, and hang up in my face.
Bruh.
Like, I know this nigga ain't hang up on me.
No.
Bitch ass nigga. I hope they tag team my ass. I'm strolling on Facebook earlier and see a post my partner wife made talking about, I can't wait to see Usher and Chris Brown. It's about to be a blast. Then to make it worse, it was followed up by a cherry and a tongue emoji. What? So I said, man, let me call this hoe ass nigga. And I ain't want it to be obvious that was the reason I was calling him. So when he answered, I was like, what's up with it, boy?
Bruh.
Then after conversation.
My bad.
It's playing again. It's playing over.
I know. I'm trying to send out something real quick. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Get your initial thoughts out real quick while I'm getting this message out.
Well, my initial thoughts is I thought it was gonna be a different video, but it still kind of touched on what we was talking about. About the Usher and Chris Brown shenanigans, because that's what it is. It's shenanigans, man. First of all, they celebrities, you know what I'm saying? And we talk about it all the time. You know, you treat these chicks out here, man, like celebrities, man. They gonna turn right back around and treat you like a fan. That's how it go. Women want to go to these concerts. These tickets is ticket mania, and it's pretty much because they want to show out like the previous. The previous guy with the Chris Brown with the kiss on the wife, you know, he ended up getting divorced, and then, you know, we definitely covered the one on Usher with the Keke Palmer, how she left the husband at home with the kid and did that, you know, at the Usher. So I mean, this stuff been happening, and it's a double standard. I would say that it's a double standard when it comes to this, but yeah, we'll get more into it, but yeah, it's definitely a double standard when it comes to these two right here and how the ladies feel about going to these concerts, man, because it's wild.
I started the stream out basically saying, ain't no way in the world I'm about to sit here and spend $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 on no concert ticket. It's not happening. I'm a fan of y'all music. You're a hell of an actor, a hell of a performer. I play some of your stuff on repeat every so often. I acknowledge you put in a lot of time, a lot of pain to get to that success. But me worshiping or idolizing another human being to the extent to where I'm taking my life savings, my rent money, my car insurance, and all, I'm not about to sit up here and do that for nobody. you done lost your everlasting mind. First thing that I thought about, and the reason why you didn't get the clip that you wanted to see here is because YouTube guidelines. I'm not getting in trouble for that. But it doesn't even negate what this was about. That's why I said it's going to cover bits and pieces of what I wanted to say and what you wanted to say. Now that I got my part out of the way, as far as just being ridiculous with spending $800, $700 on a fucking ticket. The double standard thing, we know what it's about. We know exactly what it's about. And quite frankly, all I'm gonna say is just be monogamous. I'm gonna explain a little bit more detail why I say that, but just be monogamous. Because ain't no man with self-respect, knowing the history and how these things work. Yes, StreamYard. Go through StreamYard. No man with any type of self-respect or woman with self-respect is going to be comfortable with their partner in a setting where they know damn well what goes down there. We're going to get into that a little bit more. It's going to get spicy. I'm going to turn it over to you, though. I'll send
Yeah,
it to
man.
you, by the way.
Yeah, man. When you talk about Usher and Chris Brown, man, them like the two hottest entertainers, man. They to me they like right behind MJ. You know what I'm saying? As far as like entertainers, and I mean, I know I remember as a kid, watching Michael Jackson, man, go across what China, man. Them fans in China was crying, like screaming for Mike, passing out for Mike. It was crazy. Like it was that them crowds back then was like unreal with the crowds that used to be for Mike. But yeah, with these two right here, I mean, they pretty much, you know what I'm saying, seducing women on stage and stuff, man. That stuff is crazy. Like all I could really touch on is from what their shows been happening in the past. It's better for these women to just go single. Let that be like a single ladies thing, man, because that one just happened with the Chris Brown, man, with the husband looking at that, man, was crazy. The other one that we ain't even mentioned on here was the Super Bowl with Usher and Alicia Keys' performance that we talked about before. You got your band Swiss Beats in the crowd, man. He's reaching and grabbing around her waist. She supposed to be married. I mean, yeah, they singing, they performing, but still, it's supposed to be some boundaries. And if you in a relationship with a woman, especially if that's your wife, that's top priority. If that's your wife, it supposed to be some boundaries, man, some respect. And you go to these concerts, man, and watch Usher and Chris Brown, man, these women lose their mind, bruh. Like they forget they in a relationship, man. They get up there and just say, I'm gonna do my thing and you sit right here and watch me do my thing. And they cross the line. They cross the line, straight up disrespectful. And going back to what that other video was that stated, man, the lady was saying that if if they asked her would she go up on the stage if she was in a relationship or she was at the concert with her man. That's what was stated. And the lady say she wouldn't do it, because she used the word respect. That's the one of the words she used. She said she respect her man. She respect her relationship. But then she used the other one. Other word said that she said she's highly attracted to her man. So let's highlight that real quick. That she says she's highly attracted. So for the fellas that don't know, if your woman go up on stage with Usher or Chris Brown, either one, and do what the hell Kiki Palmer did and all of that, hey, just know that it wasn't never no attraction there. If you taking your girl to this particular performance and you paying what you said, losing rent money and shit and car notes, and you giving up what eight, damn near a thousand to go to these Jones, and you get disrespected, just know that she looked at you like, a fan. She looked at you like a sponsor. And that's what they do. Those type of guys like sponsors and use them to do what the hell they rather do. And they expect you to sit there and accept, what I'm saying, them living out they fantasy, I guess, up on the stage. So, some dudes can take it, but some dudes, hey, it ain't going down. So I think the boundaries need to be set. And it really need to be set before you even go to these performances, because that's where the double standard come in at. Because if we flip the script a little bit, she also mentioned that she wouldn't mind if her dude or her husband go up on stage with maybe a Beyonce or Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? And he doing this thing with her. But see, she don't want him to kiss them though, like Chris Brown did. So I mean, it's a double standard there, but ultimately, I really feel like it's straight up manipulation for women to do what they want to do and expect the men to accept it. So that's my stance. You got it.
For the longest time, there's been this weird, I can do what you can do thing with women. I don't know what it is, but we got to start calling this out for like the reality that we face. You're trying to be men and women at the same time. It's like you want to adopt two sexual preferences, but then you also want to benefit from both, simultaneously eliminating the structure that men already innately have biologically. If you want to go out and have a good time, that's fine. Nobody is jumping down nobody's throat. We all grown. There you go. I see you in the studio now. I got you. If y'all want to go out, party, do what grown folks do, whatever that encompasses, by all means do it. But make sure that whatever the parameters are within the relationship are respected and honored on both sides. And if you're not willing to be on par with the other person and vice versa, again, I go back to what I said before: to remain single or be in a situation where y'all can go outside of whatever your relationship is. You good? You need
I'm
time?
trying to get it situated. It's a tough one. I'll get it. Give me a second.
I got you. I don't know how much of this you know about or how much of it you've seen. Basically, this Usher Chris Brown concert, it got people in a disarray, double standards, who can get away with what, why is it okay for this to happen and that to happen? Is it really innocent? Is it really about just having a good time, or is it more to it that these women are trying to really make it out to be? And I'm glad you pulled up, because that perspective from a woman is definitely needed up here. Uh, I don't know. What's your take?
Well, is it just going to the concert, or is it or is it being like pulled up on the stage? Because I mean, let's be honest, not everybody's pulled up on the stage, so that's the chances of that happening are pretty slim. So I need a little bit of context there.
All right.
Like, is
The
the scenario
argument.
that they are getting pulled up on stage?
So the argument is,
It's pretty much the behavior of men versus women when you're around these celebrities. It's how the behavior is when the concert's going on.
All right. What, the ladies get out of control? Is that what we're saying?
it, it's like, all right, women don't have respect for their partners when they get around these celebrities, right? One woman was married. She went on the stage with Chris Brown. She tongued him down. Her husband was right there, front row, watching it. Completely embarrassed him. Then, like, you just have so many different scenarios where you have these women. You don't know who's going to get pulled up on the stage. Don't expect
well,
it. But
I don't know I don't know that I believe that, but I feel like they pre-select people. I don't know. I don't really believe that they just pull random people. I've been to 3 different Chris Brown concerts. I've never been pulled up. So, and I've had some pretty good seats. So that's my first. Second, you shouldn't be doing that. First of all, if you're married, that's crazy. But then again, people do crazy things. Even not with celebrities. Like, let's think about just day to day. I'm not going to go blast my situation for the whole world right now, but my partner's done some pretty foul, my ex-partner's done some pretty foul, disrespectful things to me and not honored our relationship. I think that people do wild things because they let their lust and their wants and desires basically just take control over them. And that's just not cool. But I think that goes for anybody that allows for that to happen for themselves.
yeah,
I personally would never go up there if I was married. That's just, to me, that's inappropriate unless, that's your thing and you guys have an arrangement and like you've pre-spoke about it. Like, oh, well, what does that mean for us if he pulls me up there? And that's like your guys' thing. But I don't know. To me, I look at marriage as something sacred. Like, I even viewed my own relationship, my long-term relationship of 18 years, on and off, as a marriage to me because I had that man's child and we've been through a lot together. But, everybody's different. Not everybody views and honors relationships or marriages the same way. So, you can't really, it's not a one shoe size fits all, I guess.
I got a question.
Question
Can
it
you?
up.
All right. Yeah. Can you be pulled on stage? Can you be pulled on stage by one of those entertainers and be respectful to your partner? Is it possible?
I wouldn't necessarily say, I mean, that's a tricky one because you could kind of like, not let him grinding on you is one thing. Like, obviously, your partner knows that's a part of the act. So, you know, I think that it should be a pre-discussion beforehand if you're going with your partner, one. And two, if you're not making out with him, grinding on you a little bit is like, I mean, sure, is it inappropriate? 100%. Like, in the bounds of marriage, but that's just the way I think. But also, like, you're not cheating on your partner. You're with your partner at something that they're very well aware of what takes place and goes on. So I feel like that's where the discussion really is very important. But yeah, that would be, you know, that leaves a lot of room for disrespect.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think a lot of people are willing to risk it all just for opportunity to reveal their true selves for the right person or
They're willing to
opportunity.
do it for the wrong person too. That's the thing.
It come back to desire and lust, like you
Oh
were
yeah.
saying earlier. Like, you name a person, I will know exactly how they move just off of my own observations of them. You say
Right.
Chris, know how Chris Brown get down on stage. If my woman is talking to me about going to a concert and she names this particular person, yeah, it's going to be an issue. Matter of fact, quite frankly, the relationship will probably be over, because what I've noticed, and I'm not saying that is everybody, but there are specific men and women out here in the world who they worship human beings so much that you'll be a part of their life, but they'll always think that there's someone better than you. The fact that there are people out here that look at these celebrities and then they lay it next to somebody and think, oh, well, I can still kind of level up to something else. That rubs me the wrong way. If you with me and you still think that there's someone out here that is better for you, I would rather you just remain in the street. Don't even come my direction, because I'm not going to ever put anybody in a position to feel as if they're going to be second to somebody. That's extremely disrespectful to me and a waste of my time and yours.
I got a question for you up top. Why do you
I mean,
think the the man always accompany their women to these shows, or why do they come along if they're a couple?
I think people want to have a
I'm gonna
good
need you to
time.
say that one more time.
No, I was saying, why do the guy, the man, why do he accompany his lady to these shows if he knows who the entertainer gonna be? If he know what show it is, why do he have to be there? Why couldn't she go by herself?
If if I got to babysit you, I don't need to be with you at all. Like, honestly, it's I have a pet peeve. I have multiple pet peeves. Um, One of them specifically is someone who they see somebody that is on TV and, oh my god, you dropping your panties, you what ready to risk everything for them. You pass out like they humans just like you and me, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? If you fanning out over people, I don't nah. I've like I said, I've only been to one event. I don't do concerts. I don't like being in crowds. I don't trust people enough to be in crowds like that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you, man. Insecurity, or maybe they just want to go have a good time. Maybe they just want to go have a
Hey,
good time.
and there you go. You mentioned insecurity. Insecurity is real, people. It's real. If your lady tell
It
you
is.
if your lady tell you you're insecure about something like that, dealing with these concerts, that's a red flag. Anytime you hear that word insecure, that's called being a red flag. That means something about to happen, fellas. That's what it means. You cannot hear a word like that. At the end of the day, it's about the boundaries of the relationship. If you're in a relationship, but we talking relationship. So if you're in a relationship, you have to make that boundary. But to go back to what you said before about when you was mentioning could they find somebody better and all of that, better than you and all that, that's I think that's just the nature of it. It's the nature. Everybody wanna get the best piece they can get. It's not gonna stop. That's human nature, I think. If they can get somebody better, that's what they're gonna do. If any of these women go to these concerts and they're with their mate, and if they find out Usher or Chris Brown, either one will give them a chance, you out the door. You're not Usher or Chris Brown. There's
No,
nothing you can do about that.
uh. Speaking as a woman, it's not true. I my ex-partner quite a few times to that concert, and I'm not that kind of girl. So I disagree with that.
I mean, of course, you're going to disagree with it. You're one person, but you can't speak for a whole group of people out there.
No, but I'm saying you can't generalize all women are going to do that.
That's true too.
Well, a lot of them, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they
Well,
would. A
okay,
lot of them would, but that's unfair to us who wouldn't.
okay,
So
and I
just be
and hold
mindful
up,
of that, I think.
and I respect your answer because going back to what I said earlier with Miss Lady was saying that she said she would not go on the stage to a Chris Brown or Usher if they asked her to, because like you mentioned before, that will open up the gateway of disrespecting the relationship if she did that. So she said she wouldn't,
Right.
only because she feel highly attracted to who her person is. So what I'm saying to you guys is that if the attraction is not there, they're going on that stage. It's nothing you can do about that.
It's not even to me. It's not even about just the attraction. It's about the respect. Period.
But
And
that
like
that 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 go hand in hand. Respect and attraction go hand in hand.
I
If
don't
she
have to
not
be.
if she not attracted to you, then she don't respect you.
I don't have to be. I don't have to be attracted to you to have respect for you. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that's just.
disagree with that as well.
Oh,
Because I was real attracted to my ex fiance, and let me tell you, I didn't respect a lot of things about him because he didn't show up in a lot of ways that I didn't desire for him to. So I was attracted to him, but that didn't mean I respected him in a lot of ways. So I don't know that the two necessarily go exactly hand in hand, but I do get what you're saying. But from my perspective, only based on experience, that's not necessarily the case for me personally. But you know, to each their own, I guess.
see, here's the problem for me, right? I think what gets a lot of folks in trouble is that they don't respect their parties. They don't respect the relationship, They never properly define what it looks like to both of them. It's one sided. Um, and if you put a mirror up to their face, it's going to really tell you everything you need to know about these people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's women who know. Like, put it this way: you know if there's going to be danger when you turn that stove on and that fire is coming from that iron. You know how close to get to it before it burn you. And I'm using that as a metaphor to say y'all can say whatever you want. Y'all know exactly the territory that you're crossing in. You've already got it in your mind how far you're going to go with certain situations. You've measured the distance and all that. So one woman say, "I'm not going up on that stage." Why won't she go up there? Because she knows that if she goes up there, there's no going back, and she knows what
Right.
it's gonna. She knows what it's gonna do to the person involved, because she cares about the person. Anybody else, it's a whole different conversation, and then we get butthurt when we see what we see, and you start categorizing everybody in the same playing field. I don't believe it's every woman in the world who move like that. I don't believe every man is a piece of crap either. But what we are trying to attack and address is the ones who absolutely do move like this. Call them out for what it is. Stop lying and pretending as if you really got the type of love and respect for your person when you don't. These placeholders. A lot of people are with placeholders. They don't even really want to be there. They're just waiting until they can promote themselves to another opportunity.
100%. And that also has a lot to do with your inner love for yourself and your respect for yourself. Because truthfully, if you love and respect yourself, you wouldn't want to treat anybody else the way that you wouldn't like to be treated. And that I firmly believe that. Because the reality of it is, you're searching for something, and that's why you're not able to commit. That's why you cheat. That's why you do these things, because you're missing a piece within yourself that feels the need to fill that in a way that somehow is detrimental to your relationship. Also, is it's like a dopamine hit. It's like a rush to get that instant gratification, or that need for just being desired or desire someone else, when in reality, if you loved yourself and you were content with who you are as a person, you wouldn't really need that from somebody else, one, and you definitely wouldn't need that from somebody else other than your partner. I think
That's
it
a
all
fact.
boils down to a lot of things that are internal, honestly, which is why people display these characters. Because the reality of it is, why do you need that attention from someone else if you have a pretty good thing at home? Why do you need to put yourself out there and be sneaky? Uh, why do you need to replace someone after longevity who's been good to you? Yeah, not perfect maybe, but people go through things. That's life. That's marriages. That's relationships. That's friendships. That's any relationship. But why do you feel the need to do that? 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, a month after, 2 months after. Like, people really, they don't want to be with themselves. I think people always boil to that. Previous people need to get right with themselves before they go putting their demons, baggage, and nonsense into somebody else's life. And
You want
I speak with experience on that, because truthfully, I have been out of my relationship for now almost 5 months. I haven't slept with anybody. I haven't dated anybody. I've hardly spoken to anyone of the opposite sex, because I need to get right in my brain, my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, so that the next time a good man comes around and wants to love me, I'm able to receive it. I'm able to reciprocate it, and I'm good within myself that I don't need that to feel good, because I think that's the problem with a lot of people as well.
As Chef, to answer your question real quick, I think a lot of these artists, especially with these two in particular, they do a combination of everything, right? Yeah, they're here to entertain and perform, but I think that if you unpeel this a little bit more, you'll find out that they're actually helping in a way too. Because
Is it revealing?
like I mean like what you just said, a lot of people they can't be alone, or they haven't done the proper inner work to prepare themselves to be in anything with structure at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for them to crumble under any type of temptation or pressure. You'll look at Chris Brown or Jennifer Lopez and you know your panties wet, whatever. I'm gonna look at them and I'm just gonna say hi, nice to meet you. I love your movies, et cetera, and I'm just gonna keep on going to work or whatever I'm doing. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it. It's not that big of a deal to me. So I think they do expose people um for more than just relationship things and patterns, but yeah. If you wanted to say something,
Yeah, man. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that assessment about people revealing their hand when you go to these concerts, because uh, they if they get on that stage without no hesitation, to me they belong to the streets. They don't belong to you. They belong to the streets. That's a any female that gets up there real fast, that they're used to that. It's in their nature to be like that. So they get up there to put the show on, to grind, to do the kissing and all that. And they for the streets. They not really for you. And it's a tough pill to swallow for some guys, but if it have to happen through Chris Brown and Usher, they done saved you some time. They did you a favor. And you gotta you gotta realize that you can do better. And the right woman, like y'all touched on, would control her urges, like you touched on, will control her urges when you're around celebrities out of respect for their partner. That's facts. If they not for them streets. And it really come down to just that character. And then you
Yep.
can flip it. Then you can flip it, and like we talked about the double standards, she tried to finesse this lady tried to finesse, the guys, and say, well, if that was my man, I would allow him to go on stage to dance with a Beyonce or a Rihanna, because she said that I'm not them, I'm not famous, I'm not this and that. But the whole time it sounded like, it was like some manipulation. She was like, as long as my man don't kiss him, it's fine. Double
Well,
standards.
I don't know that I don't know that I believe that girl. To be honest with you,
nobody.
I, I don't think I believe her, but okay.
You know what's sad about this whole thing, right? We talking about a bunch of grown adults who don't know how to put parameters in perspective in the same room with the other person that is involved. That's another life that you got next to you. You're not by yourself. Tell me we doing the polyamorous thing.
Heck no.
No, I'm no. What I'm saying is, I would rather you say, and I know you're not going to. I would rather you say you still out here sampling. You
Will and
have no
Jada.
you have no intentions, no drive to be in anything serious because you don't have what it takes to do it. I would rather you tell me that than to waste my time pouring and investing into something that the well is going to run dry. You quick to be out the door.
Well, and that just boils back down to the fundamental cracks within people. It comes down to what's inside of you, because if you have something inside of you that needs that, then that's a fundamental thing, and that's fine if that's what you do, but be transparent about it. That's my thing. Like, if you are somebody who knows that you just can't be faithful, you just know that you just can't, you have no self-control, and you don't see a problem with it or whatever it may be, just be honest with people, because there's people for people. People are down for that. But like, I don't know, for me, I think it comes down to a fundamental issue. So if a girl's jumping up to do that and there was no pre-discussion had about it, within the parameters of your relationship, to really be like, hey, listen, like, I know this is a cool, fun time. Like, if you get pulled up, just be respectful, represent our family properly, like whatever it may be. Like, and you guys within your home can decide whatever that looks like for your relationship, your family, or whatever. But if it's not, then you've seen all you need to see. Because if it's going to happen with a celebrity, it's going to happen with somebody else who would be celebrity-like or not. So it all boils down to transparency for me, honestly.
I'm glad you said that because I was just about to say the same thing. It's not necessarily about the name itself.
No, because if it can happen with them, it can happen with anybody. Come on. There's going to be another richer guy. There's going to be another better looking guy. There's going to be another better looking woman. There's going to be bigger breasts. There's going to be more of somebody who gives more of something. The grass is always greener on the other side when you have that mentality.
I agree. And that's what get people confused. They think the grass is greener, but sometimes your eyes can deceive you, what you're looking at, and it make you test those waters, and you end up losing. Because once you test those waters, you can't go back and revisit, you know, what you didn't pass by. You didn't drop the whole golden nugget, and you don't even know it.
Well,
And people gotta
unfortunately, some of us women make. Sorry.
go ahead. You good?
Unfortunately, some of us women, myself included, make the mistake of allowing men to do that. And that is something that is broken in us that we need to rectify and fix, because the reality of it is we allow men to do these things, or women to do these things, because we're only letting people do what we'll allow them to do. So again, transparency and being clear and being truthful and honest, all a part of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you fine. Um, it's just a lot with people in general. When you're dealing with these things, but the double standard thing is when we talking about uh the opposite sex, and they're going on the stage, and they're getting performed on, and they in a relationship. I just look at it like, it's a little harder, you know for a man to look at his wife like that, though. It's hard on that side.
Okay,
I don't
can I ask you something? Do you feel the
go,
same way about when men go to strip clubs?
if they had a partner, I think that's not right. But if it's for when you going in that intent, believe you should be single. You know what I'm saying? You should be with your boys. I don't think that's an issue. But if you in a relationship and you bring in your partner, yeah, that's foul. You don't do that. You know, um, I just think it's a little different because let's just say two scenarios: the woman going on a stage getting serenaded on by these two entertainers. It's you got to look at men and female psychology because we look at stuff different, and I think that's where that manipulation stuff come in place because men don't look at it the same way as a woman. We don't think the same way. It's a difference, and
But there's not a double standard in that alone.
that's where it comes to play at. That's where the double standard hits home because we think different because we looking at it a little different. It's different when, to me, in my opinion, it's different when your woman getting serenaded on by a dude than when your man is up there conquering an entertainer. It's different. If you up there with a man, he's conquering you, and if your man up there with that entertainer, he conquering that woman. That's different. And men and women look at it completely different, even though it's not right altogether. If that makes sense, it's not right on either part.
See, mm, I don't know. I guess that's where we think differently because like if you wouldn't like me up there and seeing someone grind all on me, why on earth would I want you asking or doing, whether it be that with Beyonce on stage or going to a strip club with another performer and doing that to you? You know what I mean? Like, I think ultimately it's, there is a double standard because I don't think that men even think in terms of that. Like, yeah, it wouldn't be
Hey,
okay for me to go up there and do that, but it also shouldn't be okay for you to do it then either.
yeah,
The
that's
double
where it's wrong on both cases. But it's just the way men internalize it and women internalize it. That's where the double standard coming in. We internalize it, you know, a
the
little different
double
the way we look at it.
the double standard has been modified to benefit the sins of each individual according to their lust and desire in this world.
100%.
That's really what this boils down to. Because
I agree.
because most of the things that offend both parties are pretty much rudimentary. I don't want to see nobody touching on you. You don't want to see nobody touching on me. Y'all basically just want to do what the hell y'all want to do. So you're creating your own laws and rules and realities to fit into your own agendas so that you can feel good about doing things that cross the line. That's it.
I agree.
Like I don't know why people try to overcomplicate. I'm like complicated. I mean, the and it's funny because people will try to act like they don't know what's going on. You know what's going on. Stop. You know that's going to bother them, but you don't care. You don't care enough not to. People know when to slow down at a yellow light, but you still go through, don't you?
Yeah,
All right. So people need to stop making excuses. Now everybody's not going. Not everybody is going to the concert so they can have an orgy. I never said that. There are people who go to have a good time. Me personally, I think all of it is satanic to a certain extent. There's like weird little ritualistic things that happen that people don't know about, and they're not ready to have that conversation because I'm gonna leave it alone. But people go to have a good time. I ain't knocking it. I'm not spending like if I'm going to spend that type of money on something. I better get my money's worth out of it. Period. If there are people out there that will spend $1,500 to take a picture with you, they want more than just a picture.
Oh yeah, that's wild. I mean, I've gone to a few of his concerts, but I've never spent that type of money. One, and two, I don't care to take a picture with him. And three, genuinely, like I enjoy him as a performer. Like he's a good performer. But I get what you're saying. And there's a lot of people with different, it's almost like an idol type obsessed type feeling that gets involved. Not for me, but for some people. I see that. I could see that 100%.
I have a
That's what.
question.
Go ahead.
All right. So, what does a conversation look like between you guys and your partner? And they say, look, I want to go to a Janet Jackson or Beyonce concert or whoever is the main attraction in the eyes of man. I want to go to this concert. I'm going to go with my girlfriends or I'm going to go with my boys. What does that conversation look like between you two? A scenario that
Are you asking me?
I'm asking both, just because I'm trying to get inside the minds of people who they decide to go forward with these things, but is there structure? Is there a discussion? Is there like rules? It's just like, all right, you can do this, do that, but I'm really curious to know how that would go for you if that was your situation.
Well, I only ever went with my partner to that particular situation that I even found someone to be like, yeah, I find him attractive. He's a handsome man. Like, I'm not going to not say that he's attractive because I do find him attractive, but like, I never went there without him. I never went I've seen him twice already, 3 times. So I've never gone to one of those concerts without my partner. I think that first is the baseline. If you're going without your partner, I mean, that do you. But I personally didn't do that. So for me, I don't even know what that conversation would look like because quite frankly, I wouldn't go without my partner. That's just me. Because I'm not there for the perspective seduction of Chris Brown. I'm there because I genuinely enjoy him as an artist. I enjoy his music. And so I can't speak to that only because I don't have a point of reference. I've never been in that situation before. But I can speak to the fact that I think like that. And I know that my ex-partner probably didn't think like that because, he did what he wanted when he wanted. So I think it just is based on your relationship and the fundamental basis of your relationship, to be honest with you. And then you'd have to determine from there, because if you are someone who wants to do that, maybe that's a discussion that does need to definitely needs to take place beforehand, because oof, I don't know. I'm not one who thinks that you should let temptations in the door. I just don't. I think we have enough temptation in this life. And honestly, the minute you start entertaining certain things, it's no good. It's no good for relationships. So I don't think I'd have that discussion, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Same question up top.
Well, I would just base my answer off the energy, because you got to read the room out here, and the energy of that discussion, meaning what's the motive behind it. I want to know is, now if we're going because we both kind of see the same thing, and we like you said, Miss Randy, we both like the entertainment of the entertainer, then that's fine. I'm all up for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But if we got hidden motives, then hell nah. Hell nah. It ain't going down.
Right.
I'm looking at them, I'm looking at that energy when I do mines. If your energy ain't if we ain't a tag team with this energy, then that shit gonna be dead on this side. I'm gonna tell you that now. Um, we if we together, we gotta be looking at this shit the same. Hell with that. If it ain't gonna be like that, then yeah, end of discussion.
You should be each other's eyes and ears. And I'm still old school, traditional. I want to be a leader in my house. I need to know that you trust what I'm saying to you to be the right thing. It has nothing to do with power or control or manipulation. It's because I chose you to be in my life for a specific reason. I want you to take this walk with me. I'm not going to steer you wrong. And what you said down below about risking temptation is exactly why I need to be in the position I'm in here because I'm trying to prevent things from happening. You
So,
might not you might not be looking at it that way. I see I see things deeper than just a nice flyer, a nice well sculptured individual that's on this article that is going out all over social media. Get your tickets soon. I'm looking deeper than that. I've gotten to the age where certain stuff just doesn't move me anymore at all. Y'all can have it.
but
But
that circles back to the internal thing. You're there. You are there and you have something different within you. A lot of these men these days don't think like that. And that is something that sets you apart as a man and proves just how much of a what a man biblically was supposed to be. So I'm just saying that.
is it insecure for someone to say to you, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't want you to wear this. I don't want you to go to this. I don't want you to. Is that really insecure?
I I think that's a tricky question only because like I can see it twofold. As a man of the house, as a man of God, as a leader, as the head, okay, I could see it from that perspective of not wanting, but also I'm an independent woman. So for me, I've always had to be that way because I didn't have a man who led me. So for me, would it be nice to have a man who had led me? Sure, but you have to actually lead and be a leader. So that also comes in a respect, like you want the respect and you want to be that man, and your wife should respect you if you have demonstrated those things. But also the flip side is my generation, they want to be the man, but they don't do anything to actually be the man or be the one who spiritually looks out for their woman or is the person who like maybe that's not good for us to do X, Y, or Z because it does bring some sort of like not demonic but like spiritual disarray to our home, to our life, to our family, to our relationship. So you, as I've said to you before, have a very different perspective on life in general because you have the Holy Spirit in you. And not everybody is built like that.
Six, what's on your mind, man? I know your brain is in overdrive. What's up?
Nah, man, I'm just listening to this. This is a hell of a discussion, good debate, good back and forth. Um, and it was needed. I think this was needed. I will say this: a man should naturally have leadership skills if he's going to be in a relationship, and a woman should naturally submit to the man in that order. That's the order. It don't get followed like that. We're gonna be real. It don't.
Well, submit to your wife just as much. It's submission to each other, really, and that's the problem. Is there should be submission to each other.
Elaborate on that. When you say submission to each other, why should a man submit to a woman? Elaborate.
He should submit to her because he shouldn't want to dishonor his wife. It says to honor your wife. It just like we should honor our husbands. But I think oftentimes there has to be an element of submission to one another so that you both show each other the same respect in a lot of ways. So it's not submission like you need to listen to me, but the same way that you think that sometimes the husband doesn't always know everything that's right, despite wanting to be that. That's why God gives you a helpmate. That's why God gives you a woman of God who also will meet you in a place where you are equally yoked and you both agree and think and pray and read the Bible and know the scripture and know the fruits of things that will make things actually what they should be in a relationship, I guess, if you really want to look at it like that. But I think that it's a little, I mean, as a woman, you can't tell me that I need to submit to you, but you're out here just doing whatever you want because you're the man and that's that?
No,
Jeff, I'm asking you.
no, that's not what it means. It means it's a order. It's a certain order when you're in a relationship that you got. First of all, you got to be the right, like the comments say, you got to be for the right person now, because everybody, they don't have the right mindset to understand the order it's supposed to go. Some women feel like they're used to wear the pants in a relationship in the past, so I'm gonna do you like that. And men ain't going, a real man ain't gonna go for that. You got to get in line. Now, if it's the right person and he's demonstrating like you said, yes, I believe you should follow that man and listen to what he's saying. That's showing your loyalty and respect if it's going in the right direction. But do I believe you should be a slave to your man? No, you his partner. You are his partner. Um, you should have a say so. But I do believe if it's in the right order, that the man ultimately have the final call if it's in the right order.
I want to read something real quick. I
I
wrote
can't
this.
see the comments. How do you see them?
Hold on, I got you. Uh, it's in the corner. I'm gonna highlight it, but let me see. I want to read something real quick
So small.
that I posted. Let me close this window out real quick. This might help it a little bit.
Oh, there we go. I pulled it in. There you go.
Some of us have opened our eyes for the first time and don't even realize it. Let that sink in for a second. See, there's a difference between experiencing the natural and subjectivity in the space between physics and ethereal. The universe doesn't bow at the feet of curiosity, it rises above it, demanding respect upon its horizon. I want to be perfectly clear. Justified fallacy owes loyalty to nobody but the cruelty of the grave. Just because you can see the seekers doesn't necessarily mean clarification will be sought. Worldliness is the antithesis to propitious fact. No matter how well kept you and your inner monologue hide, definitions never change. And basically, what I was saying is once you get to a specific place in your life as an adult, you care more about the actual meaning of your existence and all that entails it than you do about what you thought it was supposed to reflect. That's in layman terms what I'm getting at.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. The whole submission thing
Well,
and
and that's also kind of where I was going with the submission thing. Like, biblically, yes, that was once upon a time, like, that was the law. The man is the head, the man is the this, like, you're supposed to submit to your husband. Yes, but you're all submit to your wives. It does say that in the Bible as well. So I think, like, the submission thing is more of like a respect thing than it is like, actually, you will listen to me, I have the final say type deal, if that makes sense. That's kind of
it's
like
like
how my brain tries to think about it, because if you love each other and respect each other, then you would just submit to each other in the sense of wanting to have the same goal in mind. Does that make sense?
ebb and flow. Would you hire a crackhead to do your job at a you know what I'm saying? I'm not about if you know, you know. I keep saying it all the time. If you broken, stay away from people. Don't get involved with folks. If you need to heal and you lying to yourself, stay away from folks. Just work on you. Because if I care, friendship, relationship, marriage, if I care about you, you're gonna know about it. I'm gonna make it abundantly clear that the respect is there, the honor is there. You're never gonna have to question it. Like if you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to teach people this. You don't have to tell people this. When the respect is in line the way it's supposed to, everything work out cohesively. And what you get now in this system is nothing but anarchy and rebellion because that's what it was designed to look like and reflect. And people fell for it. I real quick, uh, and I'm gonna let y'all say whatever y'all want to get out before we close out because I know we over time. Um, there's been a few crackheads in my neighborhood that they fix cars, they wash windows, they climb on roofs and do all that, and they used to be in shape. They were fully functional. So I,
Keep
I'm
your
not.
doors locked though. Keep your doors locked. They take TVs.
I think crackhead is a state of mind, and that comes with spirits. So I don't think it's not necessarily like just the crackheads, you know. I don't think that's where you were going with that. I think it was an analogy for something deeper.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I'm
I got
at least
I
I was just
I got
I
one.
was just I was fucking around with Chef, but you added a few more layers to it. I wasn't really thinking about it until you kind of added that part on. But yeah, that's universal. Yeah, yeah. Um, any final thoughts on the concert on what you would say to somebody who is in a situation where there's not really unison. They might think there's unison in the relationship, but it really isn't, and they're trying to figure it out and how to navigate that. Anything that you would just want to put out there before we get out of here?
Excuse me, Mr. Man, you go first.
Um, I mean, the only thing I can touch back on with the double standard with that is that you just got to respect your folks, man. I mean, all the episodes that we've been talking about since we've been doing this, it was just a lot of disrespect going, kind of one sided. Even though it can go both ways, but you know, maybe you can have them discussions before you leave the home. And like I said before, both of you guys got to be on one accord on why you going to these concerts, and it can't be no hidden motives. Because if we both going to just enjoy ourselves and enjoy the talent of the artists we seeing, then that's cool.
Again, boils down to honesty and transparency. And more often than not, even if it's uncomfortable, it gets you further in life than just avoiding and brushing under the rug. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that alone in life has such a larger weight at hand in people's lives, decision makings, and how it affects other people around them. Just be honest. Just have a conversation, even if it's uncomfortable, because in the long run, it'll be far more uncomfortable in the end if you don't.
It goes beyond the concert for me. This
Oh
is
yeah,
your
me
life.
too.
This is your life. You only got
Because I lived
one.
it.
And the people that you bring in and out of your life, if you go back in time, then really think about how many people you wouldn't want to play around with it right now either.
All those soul ties.
Yeah. And how long and how difficult it is to break them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're dealing with anybody right now that's looking, if their eyes are wavering or they got you questioning their sincerity or their loyalty, or you don't even know what the relationship really is, like it's this big glob of unmolded truth, and you haven't got no solid structure, you need to go ahead and figure that out before it get to where, yeah, you don't want it to go, period.
You can't be uncertain. All that uncertainty going to close the game out for you. And you don't want to. You really don't ever want to go to a vacation or to a concert or anything fun with somebody that that you guys ain't feeling mutual towards each other. Like if they don't like you, you don't like them. Why the hell is y'all going out trying to have a good time? Then it don't make sense. So I would say also get to know your circle, get to know who you with, because when you get out and you get out amongst all those people, like my man found out, he discovered that he didn't really know who he was with, because she jumped on that stage and she became for the streets.
Everybody who pulled up in the chat this evening, man. Your partner is supposed to be your everything. God first, then everything else. If they're not your everything, and I'm not talking about like idol type levels, I'm talking about you don't,
Unity.
yeah, then it ain't it. It ain't. And yeah, nobody wants to be in that spot. But the comment section, y'all lit it up. Love the feedback, love the engagement and the interactions, man. I appreciate y'all for giving y'all feedback. I be genuinely wanting to know how people see this stuff. You know, Brandy, you pulled up on the fly. I appreciate that.
Listen, I've been busy. I've been busy with my son's basketball this week, but I didn't forget. I didn't forget. And then when I didn't know if I could come midstream, so I was like, oh, let me just ask him, because I do value this space, honestly, because I think that it's good for you guys to have a female perspective, but honestly, you guys help me see things differently in a way that perhaps I didn't think about it before, which I'm always looking for in life, because if you don't do that, then that's always where the problem is. We have to be willing to listen and learn and hear a different perspective, because we don't know everything. And we're not always right.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Facts. Straight facts.
Chef know everything though. Chef been in the Navy, in the Army. He been everywhere. He traveled the world. He called me Hollywood. He the real Hollywood Hogan though. No, I'm just fucking
Dang,
around.
dang,
I'm just
Chef, that's a high pedestal. Whoa.
yeah. He be on some bullshit in the chat room, man. That's my man though. Uh, Y'all have a blessed evening though, man. I'm glad we got to chop it up. And like I said,
Well,
man, we
thank
got
you
a
for
lot.
letting me join midway, guys.
Oh no
Oh,
problem. No problem.
I enjoyed this too. This was definitely dope conversation. Much needed.
Yeah, y'all never officially met anyway.
No,
I've
we
been no,
didn't.
yeah, I've been knowing bro for over 27 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got to say the exact number.
Dang.
Yeah,
No, but
27.
that says something. That says something because people don't keep friendships that long. That says something about you. So I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, Chef. I don't know your real name, so I'm just gonna call you that.
6 rings.
6
No,
rings?
no. Chef is in the chat. That's the
Oh.
one up. Yeah. I was talking about the comments.
Sorry, I was driving, so I couldn't really check the things.
You good? You good, Miss
All
Rain?
right. 6 rings, Randy.
Yes. It was nice. This was nice.
Yeah, nice to do this. Well,
Oh yeah.
till next
We about,
time.
yeah, we about to get up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Do me a solid before you go, if you don't mind.
What's the goddamn button?
Peace.
Chris Brown, Usher, the GOAT is Michael Jackson. Go watch that movie.
Ooh.